Eala partners with Indonesian Janice Tjen in Abu Dhabi doubles. Filipina pride Alexandra Eala and Indonesian standout Janice Tjen join forces in championing Southeast Asian tennis with a doubles partnership in the prestigious WTA 500 $500 Abu Dhabi Open. The 23-year-old Ms. Tjen beat the 20-year-old Ms. Eala 6-4, 6-1 in the WTA 250 Sao Paulo Open quarterfinals in Brazil last year for their first encounter in the professional women's circuit after their junior and ITF years as almost the same batch. That run made Ms. Tjen the first Indonesian semifinalist in the WTA Tour, just months after Ms. Eala became the first Filipina WTA semifinalist in the Miami Open. Since then, both sea stars have etched their own marks and reached new career-high rankings. Pending this week's update after the Australian and Philippine Women's Open, Ms. Eala is now at number 49 and Ms. Tjen at number 69. They were in collision course for a gold medal match in last month's SEA Games in Thailand if not for the retirement of Ms. Tjen in the semifinals due to breathing issue, paving the way for home bet Mananchaya Sawangkayu's finals entry via walkover. Ms. Eala then beat Ms. Sawangkayu in the finale, 6-1, 6-2, to deliver the country's first women's tennis gold since 1999. This time, they will be on the same end of the court against Filipina-Canadian Leylah Fernandez, doubles number 68, and Kristina Mladenovic of France, doubles number 49. Game time is still to be determined on Wednesday depending on the results of the singles campaigns by the said players. Ms. Eala was to play WTA number 112 Zeynep Sönmez of Turkey, her former doubles partner, while Ms. Tjen was to clash against WTA number 31 Maya Joint of Australia. Ms. Eala and Tjen are ranked lower in the doubles play at number 135 and number 67, respectively, but should have enough motivation to fly the flags of not only their nation but the entire region higher in the tennis world dominated by the Europeans. I think the sea level is really there, as you can see. It creates a really good atmosphere, said Ms. Eala on sea representation during her historic home tournament at the Philippine Women's Open last week. Ms. Tjen was supposed to play in the same tourney inspired by Ms. Eala if not for a second-round campaign in the Australian Open after stunning singles number 23 Ms. Fernandez, 6-2, 7-6, 7-1. Ms. Eala in the same tourney bowed to WTA number 99 Alicia Parks of the United States, 6-0, 2-6, 3-6. 2 flags, 1 rhythm, Eala and Janice Tjen in Abu Dhabi. The Abu Dhabi sun does not rise quietly. It spills across the desert skyline in shades of gold and pearl, glinting off glass towers and settling gently onto the hard courts where stories are written one rally at a time. In this city of ambition and reinvention, 2 young women stepped onto the same side of the net, Eala of the Philippines and Janice Tjen of Indonesia, carrying not just rackets, but histories, hopes, and the subtle electricity of a new partnership. Doubles tennis is often misunderstood. To the casual eye, it looks like singles with extra footsteps. But to those who know, doubles is a conversation, sometimes whispered, sometimes shouted, played at full speed. It demands trust before familiarity, instinct before planning. And in Abu Dhabi, Eala and Tjen were beginning that conversation in real time. Eala arrived with the quiet confidence of someone who has grown up under expectation. Long marked as one of Southeast Asia's brightest tennis prospects, she plays with structure and clarity, her left-handed strokes carving angles that feel deliberate, almost architectural. Her game reflects discipline, years of international training, of learning how to carry a nation's attention without letting it bend her spine. Janice Tjen, by contrast, brought a spark that felt more improvisational. Her energy crackled. Where Eala measured, Tjen reacted. Where one constructed points, the other ignited them. She moved with quick feet and quicker instincts, reading the court like a living map. If Eala was rhythm, Tjen was punctuation. On paper, the partnership was practical, 2 young Asian players sharing a doubles draw in Abu Dhabi. On court, it became something more textured. The first few games told the familiar story of a new team. A half-step of hesitation at the net, a ball left untouched because both thought the other would take it. A glance, a quick smile, a nod. Doubles teaches humility fast. There's no room for ego when the ball is already past you. Then, gradually, the silence between points changed. Eala began to trust that Tjen would poach when the moment was right. Tjen learned the precise weight of Eala's cross-court forehand, when to close in and when to hold back. Their movements synchronized, not perfectly, but purposefully. like dancers learning each other's timing mid-performance. Abu Dhabi, with its blend of tradition and modern ambition, felt like the right stage for this kind of partnership. The city understands duality, desert and steel, stillness and speed. So did this team. They spoke different first languages, represented different flags, but tennis gave them a shared grammar. Between points, you could see it in the small things. The way Eala listened closely when Tjen spoke. The way Tjen matched Eala's calm in pressure moments. There was no hierarchy, only exchange. Crowds in doubles rarely roar the way they do in singles, but there's a different kind of appreciation when a team clicks. A well-timed poach earns a murmur. A reflex volley draws a sharp intake of breath. In Abu Dhabi, those sounds began to follow Eala and Tjen more often as the match wore on. What made the partnership compelling wasn't dominance. It was discovery. They were learning each other under competitive fire, adjusting not just tactics but temperament. When a point slipped away, Eala reset with visible composure. When momentum wavered, Tjen injected urgency. Together, they formed balance. For Southeast Asian tennis, the image carried weight. Two women from a region still fighting for consistent space on the global tennis stage, standing side by side in an international tournament, refusing to be peripheral. Their partnership was not symbolic in an abstract way. It was practical proof that talent, when pooled across borders, becomes louder. As the match unfolded, the scoreline mattered less than the message. This was not a long-established duo executing rehearsed patterns. This was a collaboration in motion, raw, adaptive, honest. In the end, as rackets were lowered and hands met across the net, what lingered was not just the result but the sense of possibility. Doubles partnerships often come and go, shaped by schedules and rankings. But some leave an imprint because they reveal something true. In Abu Dhabi, Eala and Janice Tjen showed that partnership is not about sameness. It is about listening quickly, trusting boldly, and choosing, point after point, to move forward together. Under the fading desert light, two players walked off the court, separate journeys continuing, but briefly intertwined. And in that intersection, tennis found one of its quiet, beautiful stories.